Hey guys, sorry I haven't posted a video in about a week now, actually. I was kind of building up to the whole Tomb Raider review, since, you know, I did the retrospective and everything, and after that it was a combination of I got a little bit busy with stuff, and I realized that I really did not know what I was going to do next at all. I mean, I've got a lot of ideas, but, a lot of those ideas involve games I don't actually own or have the ability to record right now, so it's kind of hard to do any of those at this time. But I'll talk more about those on Twitter and Facebook. I'll post some things about some of the ideas I have on there. And of course, I could have also done any of the couple Let's Plays I have. But the thing about the Let's Plays is that they're almost never successful in my mind. You guys just don't seem to like them. I don't get nearly the response for them as I do for my reviews, with the sole exception of of Sonic 2 XL. That one was actually really successful, but everything else, particularly not even Sonic Adventure 2 has been that amazingly successful, and System Shock 2 has been deplorable, which really saddens me because that's really the one I wanted to do. And I'm kind of at the policy of, if I'm gonna post something and nobody likes it, what's the point of me doing it? It's just one of those things. But we'll see how things go. But that's why I haven't posted anything for a while. But I wanted to post something. So I figured, you know what, I haven't done a rant in months. So what could I rant about? Besides the fact that my dog is interrupting me very rudely with her Chewy toy. Go get it. That'll happen all video. You'll have to get used to that. As long as she doesn't bump into the camera, I don't think it matters. Anyway, I decided to pick a topic that's come up again recently. It's been a constant issue for a few years in specifically the PC gaming world. DRM. Yes, copy protection, specifically. DRM is basically, for those of you who don't know, it's basically, it's how a lot of PC developers are keeping pirates from, downloading their shit, and stealing their games now. It's been very controversial, not because people, well, there are some people who are like, oh, I want to pirate, because they're thieves, because that's what piracy is. I don't care. There's no two ways about it. If you pirate stuff, you stole it. All right. At the end of the day, there's no way. Don't even try to argue with me about that, because I know somebody in the comments is gonna be like, dude, there's nothing wrong with piracy. Yeah, there's something fucking wrong with stealing someone else's hard work. Okay, I'm sorry, but the issue with DRM specifically is that it tends to harm the paying customer more than the pirates. And that issue has been more compelled by a specific type of DRM, which is online only DRM. Which means that in order to play a game, you have to be connected to the internet. Now, for a game like World of Warcraft or Guild Wars 2, that's fine because you have to be connected to the internet to play those games anyway. Those are massively multiplayer online games. And that type of DRM works fine for a game like that. But the issue of, and stupidity really, crops up when you have games that are single player. The most recent example has been the new SimCity, which I was kind of interested in getting. There's been a lot of controversy regarding the online-only DRM with it. Not because people didn't like the idea, but, as long as they could play the game, it wouldn't matter. The issue was, when people tried to go and play the game, the servers, I guess, from what I've read so far, couldn't fucking handle it or something, and they couldn't play the game. And they actually had to disable features within the game to get people to get enough bandwidth to allow people to play it. You see how fucking stupid this is? In SimCity, the new SimCity has multiplayer, don't get me wrong, but when you're playing a single player game, you shouldn't have to worry about connecting to a server, And it actually reminded me of Diablo 3, because I bought that back when it came out, which was just, a few months back. Has it been a year now? I don't remember anymore. My one friend wanted me to get it, so I decided to get it, and I bought it. It had online only DRM. I was forbidden from playing Diablo 3 for the better part of 14 or to 16 hours, I don't remember exactly. Most of the first day I owned it. Mind you, I had the game downloaded. I had it installed. I could start it up. I owned the game. I paid the $60 for it. Was it 60 or was it 40? I think it was 60. Whatever. I paid for it. Brand new game. Digital download. I couldn't play it. Why? Because the servers kept erroring out. I couldn't connect properly. And a lot of people had the same error I was getting. Just the very idea that I'm getting an error while I have to connect to a server to play a single-player motherfucking game is asinine at best. I'm just, and you know, and don't get me wrong, I completely understand why companies want to do it. They don't like their software being stolen. Totally understand that. But when your solution is causing more problems for your paying customers, that's just bad business at the end of the day. And it's causing more problems than it's solving, because mind you, this kind of stuff doesn't really stop piracy, not truly so. It certainly makes it more difficult, but they're fucking pirates. They'll find a way. They do it all the time, you know. It's one of those things. And this is actually something, I mean, DRM overall is actually something you really don't, this is actually one of the complaints a lot of people have with PC gaming in general. Because mind you, I'm both a console and PC gamer. I do both. I'm not mutually exclusive to either side, and one of the complaints a lot of console gamers, you know, specifically have with PC gaming is that, you know, they got the DRM stuff, and you know, it's partially true, because for any number of reasons, you could buy a game on the PC and have it not work. That's happened to me twice so far with games. One I didn't buy, one was bought for me, but there was Gotham City Imposters, which won't work, and I forget what the heck was it. Oh my god, Deus Ex, and the Deus Ex 3 specifically. They will not, I bought them off Steam, or one was bought for me off Steam. They will not run at all. They just don't load. And believe me, I've tried fixing them. They don't fucking work. It's been that is the kind of stuff that you simply don't get on a console. Same thing goes with the DRM stuff. You don't have it. You buy a game for your Xbox 360. It says Xbox 360 on the game case. That game is going to run in your Xbox 360. Unless your name is Ninja Gaiden 2, in which case the developer will release an update that will cause the game to freeze before you can finish the game. Sorry, that's more the that's more the exception, not the rule. There was for those of you who don't know, Ninja Gaiden 2. Most of the problems with that game were fixed with updates, but one of the first updates they released for it actually caused the game to be unbeatable. There was a cutscene that you would get to, and the game would literally freeze, and there's no way around it. Well, no, there was. You actually had to go and clear out. I believe you had to. Oh, you had to delete all your updates on your 360 and be disconnected from Xbox Live while you were playing the game, which was an annoying workaround for at the time, which you shouldn't need to fucking do that, quite frankly. It was dumb. But my point is that usually, with the sole exception of that one time, you don't get this kind of stuff on consoles. You buy a game for your console, you put it in, it's going to work. You buy a game for a PC, it may not. It depends. There's a lot of different factors, you know, with PC. But at the same time, PC has benefits that come with it. It's an open platform. You know, you got things like mods and stuff like that. You don't get that kind of stuff with consoles. In addition to, you know, you usually get, a lot of times you get free DLC on the PC. You know, Valve always releases free updates on the PC, whereas you go to the Xbox 360, you have to pay like $5 for that kind of stuff, if they release it at all. Which is why, you know, a lot of games are superior on the PC overall, because they have a lot of added features and mods and user-generated content, which, in terms of user-generated content, consoles really don't have that too much. Unless you're playing a game specifically made for, like, Little Big Planet, you don't get that. But then, you know, you have the PC, which, you know, open platform, but with that platform comes piracy. Wow, I got way off topic. Back to the DRM. This kind of crap really needs to stop. It's not going to, because they want to protect their licenses, and I understand that the companies want to, you know, because it's their product, they have a right to prevent their product from being stolen. But really, when you have a system that's causing more trouble for your paying customers, is it really worth it at the end of the day? You're making people who will give you money mad, and making people who would normally have bought the game specifically go out and pirate it just to spite you. You know? I mean, and piracy really, you know, but honestly, this is the kind of stuff that's it's contributing to killing the PC as a gaming medium. I don't think it'll ever really kill it off, but it's causing problems. Simply on the basis that you just don't get this kind of crap on consoles. It's been years since a... It's the dog again. Hello. Did you find another toy? It's been years since we had a problem with things like piracy on a console. For example, the last time it actually happened, specifically where it was a huge deal, was on the Dreamcast. Some of you may not have known that. It's actually one of the reasons the Dreamcast failed. There wasn't any protection on the discs with the Dreamcast, so what would happen was people would get blank discs, and then just copy the games off the internet, and then you put that disc with the data in your Dreamcast, and it would run. Which really hurt game sales for it, which was unfortunate, because, you know, I mean, the Dreamcast was a great console, but that was one of its big flaws, and it certainly didn't help it in the long run. But other than that, I mean, ever since then, there's been pretty good copy protection on consoles, you know, with things like licenses. You really can't pirate a game on a console. With the PC as an open platform, that's always going to be a factor, but, you know, it's the struggle between, like, pirates and the companies that's making it difficult for PC to function as a gaming platform anymore. Because on one hand, you have the DRM, which is making it really annoying to play some games, specifically the online only. Because, you know, not everyone wants to be connected to the internet all the fucking time, you know, at this day. Not everyone can afford high-speed broadband internet connections. And you can't play the games then, at all. Which is horrendous. But then, on the flip side, you have the pirates that are stealing from the companies and making it so the companies don't want to fucking make the games on the platform. Why do you there's a lot of companies who do release PC ports still that totally half-ass that shit. Because they don't want to, they don't care. It's not profitable. It's much more profitable to create software on a platform like a console where they know their software is going to be protected. And you know what? Can you really blame them? If you made a game, you wouldn't want it being stolen either. I certainly wouldn't. So I completely understand that. But then you have... Yeah, so really on both sides, the pirates need to knock it off. Not that they will. They're pirates, you know. The internet's full of piracy. And I don't think anybody watching this video has any room to talk, because I guarantee you, including me, every single person who's participating in this little spot on the internet right now has pirated some software at some point in their lives. Whether it be a single MP3 or Sony Vegas or something. You've probably pirated something. It's happened on the internet. Is that a good thing? Well, no. Not for the companies. It is stealing, but... You know, it's causing problems for the gaming industry. It's causing problems for the gaming community. It's making things like DRM necessary, which is such a royal pain in the ass. And before you say, oh, you don't need any copy protection because, you know, the people will pay for it anyway. For one, that's not fucking true. People will steal it and then not pay for it. You know, the argument that, oh, I pirate the stuff and then I'll pay for it if I like it is completely retarded, because, you know, you're not going to fucking pay for it. Don't you? I don't believe you. But like that's the reason. Like I brought up with the Dreamcast, that contributed to the console's fall. You know, the no copy protection. You need to have something, but when your something is such a royal pain in the butt, to the point where you can't even play games you paid for on the day of launch, because the servers can't handle the fact that you exist as a player in a single player game. That's just frickin' stupid. At the end of the day, it's dumb. It's just dumb. That shouldn't need to happen. You know, I feel like I mean, not that the other form of DRM that I know about, which is limited installs, is good either, because I remember there was a big controversy. I think one of the Chronicles of Riddick, no, a game even before that had a system where you could only install the game up to 3 times, and that was it. Then you would never be able to install it again, which, for a game that you fucking pay for, that's really that's jacked up. Because, you know, that's like if you own on a console, if you own a game, and like every time you started up the game or something, you would have to, every time you install it, you wouldn't be able to do it again. I mean, the thing about PCs is that you update them, and sometimes you have to move PCs, but then you want to play your games from the previous PC. Well, if you're out of installs, you're jacked, aren't you? You're fucked. You can't do it anymore. But, that's my little spiel about DRM. I mean, overall, at the end of the day, it's one of those things where I understand where the game developers are coming from, but I wish they would think of a system that wasn't such a royal pain in the ass. Or at the very least, if they gotta do the online-only thing, make it so you can fucking handle the server strain when you release the game. Prepare yourself, because if you're going to make it that way, make sure you can handle the influx of bandwidth. I mean, it's not like they didn't know that the game was going to sell that well and people were going to want to play it, I just have a hard time believing they didn't know they wouldn't be able to handle it. And it'd be one thing if it was an isolated incident, but this thing, a lot of people had problems. So this was a big deal. From what I understand, the game works fine now, so it should be safe to buy and everything. But, just wow. But, anyway, that's another rant. I don't know when I'll do another one. Probably another few months, because I don't do these very often. But, until next time, this is Darkness, and I bid you all a fond farewell.